think it's going to be fun. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm John Miglosh for the Wisconsin DMA and the International Society for Strategic Marketing. Okay, let's get over to the news as I see it. Okay, so IKEA, this is from Inc. magazine. IKEA just quietly killed its famous catalog. Get it? Cat killing? After 70 years and hundreds of millions of copies, countless hours of inspiration to armchair interior designers, IKEA has done the unthinkable. Obviously, it's not unthinkable. It's decided to kill its beloved catalog. And there's another article that explains why. So we'll get over to that in a second. Okay? A lot of baloney in this article about times changing, embracing new ideas. This is from the company's statement. Customer behavior and media consumption has changed. The IKEA catalog is been less used. Okay, so now let's get over here and see what they're substituting it with. Okay, IKEA has recently placed, this is from CNN of all places, right? I don't have CNN on my show very often. CNN Business. They've decided to create a handy, hands-free alternative. They said, you've probably binged through every possible podcast, audiobook, and best of 2020 by now. You can't. If you have no taste in literature. The past year, I've done audiobooks on Candide, Gulliver's Travels, and let's see, The Divine Comedy by Dante, also known as Dante's Inferno. And I have so many more books that you can't get past them in a lifetime. So this is just dumb. It's dumb in layers. So we're going to try to unpack the layers. But IKEA has placed an emphasis on digital sales and marketing. Their digital sales are only up 45%, which is probably coming from basically nothing. So now let's go see the alternative, if we can make that work. This is probably not going to line up with the right window, so we got to get the right window going. IKEA catalog, YouTube. Let's go see what's over here. Pocket, the IKEA catalog prologue. Nope, that's not it. Let's hit OK. The technology on here is massive. There we go. There it is. Okay. So let's play this one, and the video is massively wonderful, so you're going to love it.
You're listening to the 2021 IKEA Audio Catalog. Prologue. Well, hello there, listener. Or hey, as they say in Swedish. I also learned many other new words in Swedish. Okay, mostly the names of IKEA furniture, but I digress. So, you may be wondering, is this for real? And, well, aside from the fact that you're actually listening to it at this very moment, let me personally assure you that it is real. And enjoy every page. Wink, wink, you already are. Another arrow says, let a little sunshine in, or not.
They're literally reading the catalog.
Plus a blackout blind.
They're literally reading the catalog. Could you imagine anything stupider? This is the kind of stuff that could only be conceived by an ad agency because it's so beyond the pale. Anyway, let's get back over here to the rest of the stories. So what happened here? What happened? They placed a heavier, IKEA has placed, okay? It doesn't say that it actually is happening. They placed it. This is what happens. We take a 70-year-old catalog and we kill it because we want them to do more digital. We're sick of opening more stores. We're sick of putting that catalog together. It's a lot of work. That's what goes on behind the scenes. Here, let's read this one. This is a really good one by Media Post. They actually interviewed IKEA, okay? IKEA's latest eye twinkle, the story behind the catalog podcast, goes on. IKEA a few years ago started talking about reducing the catalog use for sustainability. Okay, they want to get rid of it. Yeah, that's what they say, sustainability. How much can you recycle paper? 100%. How much can you recycle pixels? Nope, just an energy burn. You know what? You know that Microsoft and Google moved their server farms to Canada because the electricity was cheaper? They're burning up so much electricity you can't imagine. My electric bill, of course I only have like 7 computers working at my house, is going through the roof. We might as well use them as space heaters. Anyway, and the bigger chips get worse and worse. Okay, so let's just, so this is the alternative right now. I just got this in the mail yesterday. Uline, right? Uline. And it's only, let's see how many pages, see if it's got any page numbers. 800 pages. And it's got so much great stuff, you can't even believe it. I didn't even know it had camping. See, that's the kind of thing you can't get from a web page. You can't get the scope of a company like this. I didn't know they had performance gloves. They got gloves, work gloves in here. I didn't know that. Their own brand. I got to buy more from Uline. I like Uline. All I thought about was envelopes and stuff. Anyway, shelving. We got some Uline big shelves behind me to hold up the computers, along with our racks. Look at that. Polybag sealers. I've always wanted one of those. This is the kind of thing you can do with a catalog. You can randomly access it and flip through it. You can't do that with a website. You only see one product at a time. That's 100% recyclable, right? Not like pixels. But look, if we go on, let's go on. What else did they want to do? They wanted to shift how that money was spent. It's all about the money. We could get our hands on millions of dollars and we could do more digital. Right. And so they created the inspiration experience when IKEA decided to stop the catalog completely. Now, the joke of it all is, go back here to catalog killing. Okay? IKEA decides to kill it because they want consumers to use the web because they're lazy. They don't want to build a catalog. And they want to take the money. Okay? That's what it's about. It's always about. I've fought this battle since the 90s when the web was going to change everything. Okay? We have taken the emotional but rational decision to respectfully end the career. Okay? So Inc. here is focusing, the Inc. article, is focusing on this idea of emotional but rational. Okay, let's see. Okay, in 1951 they sent out 285,000 catalogs. In 2016 they sent out 200 million catalogs. Okay, in 32 languages and 50 markets. Is that a lot of work? Yeah, it probably is. Right? I'm not saying it isn't. Okay? But IKEA says its customers have drastically changed the way they shop and that interest in the publication has weakened. Wonder why Uline keeps sending out millions of catalogs. You see how they're growing? All their sales come in online. That doesn't mean anything. They don't have retail stores. It's always been online with Uline. Get it? So they're not new to this game. Why in the world would they be sending out catalogs? Since they're all online orders. Well, maybe they've tested it. I've tested millions of catalogs, testing the impact of catalogs. Okay? So they say interest has weakened. That's what they say. Okay? But what we see here between the lines is they just decided to kill it. And probably it was the sharp MBAs that never took one course in direct mail. This is what you got to understand if you're in the direct mail business. You're fighting a war, and it's behind the scenes, not the guys that you're selling to. No, they believe in print, but they're probably ready to retire. The people that are fighting the war are at the board of directors. They're in the meetings in Dubai, by the investors saying, why are we spending $10 million on a catalog every year? Why don't we get rid of it? We can save that money and do more digital. Digital works. Everybody says digital works. Digital's in all the trade papers, in all the media. CNN says it works. Yeah, because they got a website they want you to advertise on. All the publications have gone digital. Digital's got to work. Everybody's doing it. Okay, so Inc. says it pays to ask yourself the following questions. Are there initiatives or processes that are currently hurting your bottom line, but which you are afraid or unwilling to cut out? You know what I'd apply that to? Rather than applying it to hundreds of millions or billions of catalogs. If IKEA sent out 200 million in 1 year, then they've sent out billions of catalogs. And they built their brand on catalogs, right? Driving traffic. Here's what you do, IKEA, if you've got a brain in your head, which I don't think you do. Because I've seen this happen over and over and over, where some new board of directors guys start fighting about how much they're spending on the catalog. You know, at Musician's Friend, we fought every year for 6 years. We sent out hundreds of thousands of holdout tests. You know what that is? Nobody seems to know. You take people that you were going to mail and you don't mail them, and you see how much they buy. Not just a few, but tens of thousands. You say, okay, let's mail the catalog like we normally would, but the stories we can tell. Yeah, Bart, let's get you on here and we'll have some stories. So we did hundreds of thousands of tests where we would not mail and see what happens. It's really easy. We know their address. We know where we ship it to. If it's an online order, we especially know. But a lot of people with omni-channel are tracking the address of retail shoppers too. And sometimes they have to ship it there. Sometimes IKEA will ship it for you. Okay, so you've got the address of the shopper, right? You know where you sent the catalog. You do a matchback test. So Lovesac was my client for a couple of years, and retail. And they just hired a VP of marketing from Mountain Dew. Great guy, Patrick. Maybe it's his name day today. Happy St. Patrick's Day. So Patrick calls me in and he says, I think we should maybe cancel the catalog. We don't understand quite why we're doing it. He's new. He said, our biggest problem is name recognition. We know that people don't know us. They've not heard of us, and they don't know what Lovesac is. They don't know all the other things we sell. Why would we spend money sending a catalog to existing customers to try to get them to buy more instead of mass media and trying to get the name recognition? I said, Patrick, that's an excellent question. We should test it. Would you like to know the answer? Excuse me, I'm getting worked up. And Patrick said, you can test it? Remember, he's from Mountain Dew. And I said, yeah, you can test it. Remember, Procter & Gamble cut out 40% of their digital budget, and their sales went up. Okay, so I said, here's how we test it. We don't mail some of the people, like 10% of the mailing, and we just look and see how they did. It was a 300% ROI, EBITDA, bottom line, profit, not against ad spending against sales. It was for every dollar they spent on a catalog, they were getting about $10 more revenue and about $3 of bottom line profit. Okay, so it was a 300%, including the cost of the catalog, 300% ROI. Then we noticed that there were a lot of neighbors, next door neighbors, that were buying. I said, Patrick, can we include those? He said, run it both ways. It was 900%. The pass along was massive because the customers did understand it. You know, but they'd have somebody over for dinner back in those days. It was only like, 2018, but just back then. But they'd have somebody over and they'd say, these are, where'd you get these couches? Oh, and they arranged, I said, we couldn't get a couch up the stairs. Yeah, I know. Bart, I know. It's not, but it's IKEA letting them get away with it, right? The IKEA are dumb because they're letting them get away with it. So, but nobody's fighting for it. The simplest tests. Any decent direct marketing data company can help you with this on a matchback test. Test it. Don't be like Chadwick's that stopped their catalog. Don't be like J. Jill that just stopped their catalog. Don't be like these companies that go out of business when they stop their catalog. Just stop it. That's the difference between emotional. They're the emotional ones cutting the catalog because they think no data rather than going and getting the data to verify. We never had it. We were never even close to the catalog losing against the people who weren't mailed. Even though there was massive spending in digital, massive mass media spending, we were never close. We killed it. We killed it. And I can tell you other retailers that are getting 300% ROI if they work with anybody that knows what they're doing. And this is the danger. If you're a printer and you're just printing along and you're so happy and you're there, I got lots of run, I got my web, presses, I got my rotogravure going, Quad lost what? 30% of their production in October? There's some financial guy somewhere who says these marketing guys don't have a clue. They don't know what they're talking about. They're talking about ROI when they mean ad cost versus sales. That's not ROI. They laugh at you behind your back. They laugh at marketing because marketing doesn't know how to prove anything. Because digital isn't trackable. What happens in these companies is they hire some omni-channel tracking attribution company. And the attribution company drops cookies or other new techniques because nothing's proven. Digital advertising was only started tracking in 2009. Nobody has a clue. They're making it up as they go. And what they do is they track the movement of your browser. And they say, oh, somebody in the household browsed the IKEA website. Yeah, maybe because they got a catalog. They look around a little bit, and then they claim it. Last touch, they ordered through the web, so it's a web order. That's not what Uline does. You can bet your life Uline doesn't put out an 800-page catalog just to give you a place to set your coffee cup. And just drive by their new headquarters and their new warehouses. They're bigger than Amazon's. This is like $1 billion company here. I don't know, maybe bigger. It used to be a couple of $100 million, and privately held, so we don't really know. It's massive. So anyway, Lovesac said, hey, maybe we should do the catalog, and then we moved them into more mail and more testing. They said, hey, this testing is great. We can figure out what's working and what isn't. Not that they stopped. We never told them to stop digital. But that's what I'm telling you. Let's stop digital. Let's all talk to Andrew Ettinger. Oh, which brings me to today at 2 o'clock Central Time, Central Daylight Time. I know. We're having a get-together. Andrew's coming. He's sponsoring it today. Best postcards. Oh, man, we're going to have such a great time. Matthew, we even moved up the time so Matthew Parker could come from England. And we've got a couple of people from one of the biggest printers in America. We got lots of other printers coming. We got some UPS people coming. It's going to be a lot of fun. I won't do all the talking because you can tell I do a lot of talking. And we got the style consultant coming. She's a lot better at this than I am. And we're going to have a great time. But are you afraid and unwilling to cut out your digital? Let's test it. Let's cut some catalogs and see if it impacts sales. Then let's cut some digital. I'm about ready to start. This is a war. We need to start fighting for digital. Fighting with digital. People say, does mail work? I say, does digital work? Anyway, I got a great article for tomorrow on this topic too. But this is where it's all about. If you go to wdma.org in the upper corner, you'll see where to register for and all the Zoom information. We got legit Zoom because Andrew bought us Zoom to sponsor us. I'm so happy. We got a real Zoom. We won't get the warnings of 40 minutes, you got to get off of here. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's not serious. It's just a chance to meet people. It's just a fast way to meet people in who are interested in direct marketing and direct mail. But if you subscribe to WDMA or join, In the members area every day are the articles I talked about. So you can find the marked up versions, and there's also some other resources out there that's a lot of fun. We have a podcast every day. We have a podcast that's way better and less boring than IKEA. So anyway, don't think just killing a catalog is the way to get emotional intelligence. That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. From all I can tell, they just wanted to kill it. It's murder. And I hope they feel the pain of it. I hope they feel deep regret and that they learn the lessons of J. Jill and Nordstrom's and Chadwick's of Boston and Talbot's and all the other ones that axed their catalog and then brought it back. Because catalogs drive sales. They drive people. People like them. People like to sit down at their leisure. Direct mail is tangible. It goes to the decision maker. It's 100% engagement. Does direct mail work? Only for 150 years, 200 years now. Direct mail is more proven than all the other media you think of. Newspaper would be the best counterexample, right? And you can do direct marketing with newspapers, and people still read them, believe it or not. All the rest of the stuff, window dressing. Mail has the greatest tradition in the world. Have a great day. Like and share. Your friends will know you're smart. And join us 2 o'clock. The details are over there on WDMA.